Jeff is in Sacramento. Jeff, you're on the Larry Elder Show. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Thank you for taking my call, Larry.
My pleasure.
I just was thinking about this, January 6th, but, is it the Democrats, the lawless party, the ones that are defunding the police, the ones that are allowing the rioting they're anti-law enforcement and so forth? You would think that they would be supporting this January 6th insurrection and the fact that there was no police officers, but wouldn't you think they would be thankful that 6 police officers were killed?
Well, if you're anti-cop, that's your attitude. But I said earlier, I don't know if you heard me, where were they following the BLM George Floyd riots that started in May of 2020? 25 people killed. 2,000 officers injured. You're concerned about the officers that were involved on January 6th, fine. What about the officers that were injured, 2,000, following during the George Floyd riots took place for 4 months? I mentioned this earlier. There's a website called Police Mag, policemag.com. And they ask people that self-described as very liberal, how many unarmed black men were killed by the police in 2019? Of the self-described very liberal people, 50% thought the police killed 1,000 unarmed black men in 2019. 8% thought they killed 10,000. Then Police Mag asked people who self-described as liberal, how many unarmed black men did the police kill in 2019? 39% thought the police killed 1,000 unarmed black men in 2019, and 5% thought the police killed 10,000 unarmed black men in 2019. Now, of the millions of people that took to the streets during those 4 months in something like 300 or 400 American cities, how many of them do you think, if you asked them to describe themselves politically, would call themselves very liberal? I would say the majority of them would. Certainly the majority of them would call themselves liberal, at least liberal. Well, the answer is not 1,000, not 10,000. According to the Washington Post database, the answer was 12. 12 unarmed black men killed by the police in 2019. Yet half of the self-described very liberal people thought the police killed 1,000. And 8% thought they killed 10,000. That's why the reaction to what happened to George Floyd, even though, as I said earlier, there is not a scintilla of evidence that Officer Derek Chauvin did what he did or didn't do what he should have done, assuming you believe that, because of George Floyd's race. This is just madness. Now, you're so concerned about what happened on January 6th. The only person killed on January 6th was Ashley Babbitt, unarmed, shot by an officer who had been disciplined, yet was still promoted. You're concerned about the officers who committed suicide after that, but you don't care about the 2,000 officers that were wounded during the 4 months of the George Floyd's BLM riots, all because of an assumption that what happened to George Floyd had anything whatever to do with his race when it didn't. This is just madness. Thanks for watching these clips from the Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.